Hello, everybody. Can everybody hear me and see me okay? Happy Thursday. I know it's kind of weird to have me on a Thursday because I'm usually never on a Thursday. But Carrie was able to put me on a Thursday, so I'm very happy about that. Can everybody hear me and see me okay? If you can, just say you are able to hear me. Hey, Chalk. I'm really excited because I'm going to be demoing or doing a class actually on our new Prima color bloom sprays that you guys might have seen online and everywhere. Everybody's going crazy over them. So really exciting time for Prima. I'm going to be recreating this project here, which is our new metal bike. And this bike is so awesome. Just perfect for home decor and all kinds of good stuff. Really love the way this bike came out. It looks like it's been sitting out in the rain, all rusting and really cool and vintage. So we're going to be using this bike here. Let me show you guys what we're going to be using, okay? I'm going to go ahead and pan the camera down so you guys can see. And sorry about the mess here. I should move this keyboard out of the way since we're going to be spraying. And if you guys have any questions or need to see anything up close, please let me know. We're going to be using the metal bike, and the metal bike comes like this. It's like a gray metallic finish, okay? It comes with a little wood board base, so it's really cool and antique. So it already kind of comes antique. And you can see that the packaging has my bike in it. Isn't that super cool? So I really love the way this bike came. The item number on this is 573720. Okay, so this is one of the items we'll be using. We're also going to be using these vintage trinkets. Okay, we're going to be using some of the gems in here just to accent our bike, and that's going to be 930011. Really love that. We're also going to be using some pieces from this vintage trinket kit, and this is 930059. Super sweet. Also these vintage clocks. I love these clocks. We're using the large set. And this is 960285. Love it. And then we're also going to be using a couple of flowers here. We're going to be using these, the Bellas, which are some of my favorite flowers. This one is 570965. We're using the cream set, and we might be using this gray set. I don't know. It depends how crazy we get with the flowers. And the gray set is 570989. It's like a blue grayish tone. We're also going to be using these leaves. These are some of my favorite leaves, the Aglow Gold, and this is 553517. Lots of gold today, which is super fun. We're also going to be using these crystals here from the Fairy Rhymes collection. These are really sweet and go perfect with a gold color. 563950. Very fun. And then we're also going to be using one paper, and I picked this one in particular because it's from the Cartographer collection. I love my collection with Prima. I'm just so excited that it's out, and I can't wait for you guys to try it. This is the Marvelo paper, and this is 990077. Has this beautiful map pattern and then the map in the back. And then we're also going to be using an assortment of glass beads, and I'll get to that in a minute. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and remove this pretty tag here that's hanging on this bike. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to throw it away because it's already shaped like a tag. So you guys can actually alter this and put some pretty pattern paper or paint it or whatever. So save that. And what I'm going to do is I'm first going to go ahead and take some white gesso, okay? I'm going to go open up my gesso here. And I'm going to go ahead and take a foam brush, and I'm going to start painting the metal on the bike. Now, when you're painting, don't try to get it perfect. That's really not the point, because you want to make sure that you leave some gaps of the metal showing, because it's kind of like it's been sitting out in the rain. So we're going to give it that really rusty, distressed look. And if you get some on the wood, just wipe it off. It's okay. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and apply that gesso on there. And we just came back from CHA, and it was such an exciting time for Prima. We had so many awesome products that you guys probably saw on our blog. So many new collections and super fun items. We came out with some great collections this show. which I'm very excited about. We also came out with some really innovative products like this metal bike that I'm working on. There's also a couple more different metal frames. There's a photo frame. There's like a small little TV radio. There's one that has like a long base. So these are really, really fun to work with. And I really love this back. The way the metal reacts to the gesso is just so much fun. And it's always good to work with the foam brush because the foam brush just allows you to get more reach. And the reason we're using gesso floors is that'll allow us to add color later once this dries. And to be honest with you, it's going to dry pretty quickly. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cover up that. I wish this was a real bike, though. Aren't these called penny farthings or something like that? I think that's what they're called, right? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. You guys probably know better than I do. I think that's what they used to call the ones with the big tire on the front, right? Okay, so I'm just covering up all the little nooks and crannies in there. Love, love, love the way that looks. Oh, I should remove this from the inside, actually. Removing this little packaging there. And I'm going to go ahead and go around the tire here. And like I said, don't worry about getting it on the wood. It'll wipe off. You can definitely use a baby wipe or anything you have handy. And let me just go under the tire there, just very carefully. Okay, looks like we're getting there. Now I'm going to go on the back side here. It even has a little stand that it's standing on. Isn't that super cute? I think that's super adorable. Just adding a bit more gesso there. And thanks to everybody that came to the show and said hello at our booth. And thanks to everybody who came to Art Venture too. We had such an amazing time. The classes were amazing. People had so much fun. Really, really appreciate everybody who came out and said hello and shared a weekend with Prima. We love to have you guys. Okay, looks like it's coming together here. Just a bit more here on the back side. Yeah, these are going to be shipping early February, so you guys should see them in stores soon. Can't wait to teach a class on these. These are super fun. And they're very, very cool because you can actually put a mini album inside of it. You could do so much stuff with these. Okay, so it looks like we got enough gesso on there. Let me just go ahead and heat dry this and make sure that it's nice and dry before I start doing anything else to it. And I know right now that's kind of weird, but I promise it will look great. You're thinking like, oh my god, is this going to be like a winter bike or something like that? No, it will be fine. Yay, Pam, I'm glad you got the foam squares. I know they're great, right? Alright, so now it's nice and dry. As you can see, it's really, really quick. So it dries pretty quickly. I'm going to just close this little clip. It has a little clip in the back so the door opens. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Distress Crackle Paint in Rock Candy. I'm going to take a regular bristle brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply some of this crackle paint onto the bike. Just anywhere that you want some cracks on there. I'm going to apply some here. Let me just open that up. On the tire itself. Going to put some more back here. Maybe in the small little tire back here on the other side. I'm gonna put some here. And you won't be able to see it now, but once we go ahead and put some ink on here and stuff, you'll get to see the crackle. Okay, I think that's plenty. And since this is metal, it'll be quicker to dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a quick heat set. And you can hold it from the base down here if you don't want to get too burned. Trying to get that crackle to dry there. Hello, Monica. Welcome. Okay, I might add just a bit more just for kicks. So I do see some spots that kind of obvious that we missed, just under here. Maybe some down here. And you'll start to see it when it starts to dry because it's kind of obvious that doesn't have any crackle paint on it. Okay. Oh, Barbara, you're so cute. You know, I actually hate wearing dressy clothes. Because I always think I look too fat, but thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Hey, Delina, I have your Prima sign back here. I'm going to show everybody at the end. Super cute. She made a super cute Prima sign with my collection, and I was like so super over the moon. I thought, oh my god, we could totally use that for our set here. Scrapping corner, I'm using Distress Crackle Paint in Clear Rock Candy. Oh, thanks, Carrie. I did feel like I was a bit fat, but it's okay. Alright, so now that we have that there, I'm going to go ahead and close the little door again from the back. I love working with these. These are so much fun. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and take some colors here. I have both Vintage Photo and Rusty Hinge. And I'm just going to go ahead and start inking this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to pat it, okay? That's just kind of the best way to get the rusted effect. And you can start to see it starts to look kind of rusted. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to turn it around. I know, someone did say that I look like John Travolta, which I was like, oh my god. I don't know, I didn't have the big hair, so I wasn't sure, but... Just trying to tap here. And you can see that it starts looking very, very rusty. Love, love, love the look of that. And then what really helps me is I remove my little foam thing off of this. If I can remove it. I'm gonna remove this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take my fingers and my little applicator and just go into the little nooks and crannies of this bike. Because there's some tight spots in there, so you wanna get most of them. Oops, drop my glue. And you can see that it starts to look very, very rusty. Make sure you get all both sides. There's 2 sides to this. I kind of forgot. Laura, you're too funny. Okay, that side looks good. Let me put it back on my little applicator here because I'm getting a finger cramp. Okay, putting some on this side now. Just getting those tight spots there. Some nice. Make sure that I get it all the way. Oh, Delana, I don't know how I do it. I just kind of do it. Okay, so now we have the vintage photo. You can see that it's starting to look all nice and rusty. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and heat set that. Make sure it's nice and dry. And you can start to see the cracks on there. See those awesome cracks? Oh, I love it. It looks like it's been sitting out in the rain, abandoned. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with some rusty hinge, just to give it a bit more dramatic look. I need to get between those rims there, so I'm just gonna go with my brush, try to get in there. Okay. I think I want some of that color up here. There we go. Looks great to me. And now I'm going to go ahead and dry it again. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Hi, Janine. Okay. I'm going to take some paper towels here. So, we're going to start working with our lovely sprays. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some gold foil glimmer of the glimmering gold foil spray mist, Color Bloom. I'm going to just give it a quick shake. And then I'm also going to be using antique gold. Just going to give it a quick shake. And it has a mixing ball in there. And if you guys have seen our sprays, you know that they're awesome. And they have a very cool nozzle. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start spraying with the gold. You can see that the gold is going to start to react with the spray. I mean, not the spray, but the color that we put on there. And since this has some awesome coverage, our sprays have awesome coverage with that nozzle. So you can see that the coverage will be intense. I'm going to go in with some antique gold. Just for kicks. Just going to give it a quick dry, make sure it dries nice and lovely. Yeah, those sprays are great. I mean, I have to say this nozzle is amazing. You can either do the whole coverage or you could do the splatter effect. You get all the little splatters by just clicking on the nozzle like this. Okay? And then it's a high velocity sprayer, so you can see that it automatically sprays into the target area. There's no mess, none of the stuff where you just have to click like a million times. You know, it's just amazing. And I have to say, these are my favorite colors. The antique gold, the gold foil, amazing colors, amazing, amazing, amazing. So I'm going to go back to my distressing here, and I'm just going to apply just a bit more here, just to get a little bit more of that reaction going on. Okay, and let me just show you guys up close here real quick what it looks like. Isn't that amazing? Yep, that's what the Prima sprays. I'm going to add a little bit more there. You can see the lovely, lovely shimmer. It's just amazing. Yeah, that's another thing you can do with these sprays. When you run out of the liquid, you can actually refill them because it has so much shimmer in it that you can actually refill them. This one's actually been refilled. I actually refilled it right now before I started the show. So you can see that it's still pretty intense. So I'm just basically spraying and drying here. Just giving it a bit of a... Ooh, look at those effects. Oh my god, okay, I have to show you guys. I have to show you what it looks like. Look at that. Hope that camera focuses. Isn't that amazing? I'm just gonna go down here. Just gonna give it a quick dry. I know, me too, I want them all. Okay, gonna add some over here. Gonna give it a quick dry. Want to make sure I get all the little nooks and crannies in. Since this sprayer is all coverage, it's very easy to do that. And you can see that how our sprays are working with an altered item. I mean, you can use it on your layout, you can use it on cards, you can use it on anything, and it's perfect. Spraying it a little bit there. Emma, you're funny. Gonna just spray a little bit of that gold in there. And since this is metal, it dries pretty quickly because metal, you know, conducts heat. I failed chemistry, so if that's a lie, please tell me. I feel like it's a lie, but it may not be. Maybe I'm right. Maybe that's the only thing I learned. Okay, I need to show you guys this up close. It just looks stunning. Look at that weathered look. I think I need a little bit of spray mist right there. What do you guys think? Just a bit. What adventure? Okay. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that amazing effect. Like I said, Prima sprays. That looks intensely awesome. Gotta say. Gotta say, guys, looks amazing. I think I'm loving this one even more than the last one. Gonna spray a little bit more there. Oh, I won't be in Canada. I'm sorry. But Carrie will. Carrie will probably keep you guys in line and she'll make sure you guys are behaving in my absence. I'm sure you guys will all be good. This is so awesome. I mean, I gotta say, I mean, if they work with metal, I am sold. You know what I mean? Like, look at how awesome this looks. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more over here in the front. Hey, I gotta say, in my class, all my students behaved. They were all really good. So, yes. Crafters can behave. Turn it over. I think it needs a little bit of that, a little bit of this. I just love the way this looks. It looks intense. It really looks like it's been sitting out in the rain. I know I am. It's getting all glimmery and pretty. Isn't that cool? Don't worry, so we're gonna cover it with paper anyway. Okay, look. Look at how awesome this looks. I cannot even tell you how awesome this looks. Look at that back. Oh my god, it looks so weathered. I'm in love. Guys, color bloom sprays, you guys gotta have them. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside for now. And you can see I got a little bit of shimmer on my wood, but that is totally okay. I'm gonna start decorating this with some flowers. Okay. Oh my god, look at this. Oh my god, I love it. It turned out so great. Love my Prima sprays. Okay, I'm gonna be using the Bellas. And I'm also gonna be using some of these just for fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adhering them over here in the front. Well, I think this would be a better view for you guys. Just gonna go ahead and scrunch these up just a bit. Gonna take my hot glue gun. Just gonna, and these are cute because these are gold, so you can see that they'll match. They have a bit of gold tint to them. Super cute. Well, I'm going for more of a gold look Robin. It looks kind of coppery, but I think in person, if you saw it in person, you would be like, wow, that's amazing. I mean, it looks amazing on camera, but in person, it just looks stunning. Okay, gonna put this one here in the corner. I think I want to add one of these smaller roses just right here. Just gonna tuck that in. And I'm using the Bella flowers, which I think were my favorite flowers from the last release. I'm gonna add one more back here. I need to give you guys a close-up so you guys can see the color variation. Let me do that now. Do you guys see the color variation there? And I only used 2 colors, so imagine if you used more colors. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at the wheel. There we go. Look at all that. Kind of looks green a little bit, doesn't it? Look at that. Looks amazing. Very rusty. So it's like it's been sitting out in the rain, and then there's some flowers growing on it because it's been sitting out in the rain. I think I love that story. What do you guys think? Okay, now I'm going to take some of these lovely leaves. I'm going to use the sparkly ones. And I need some scissors. Here we go. I'm going to take some of these sparkly leaves. Just a couple. And I'm going to tuck some in a couple of places here just to add a little bit of interest. Gonna add some here. And these are bendable. They have like a little wire in the middle so you can actually bend them however you want. I think I'm gonna tuck one in here. I'm gonna cut this one in half. Go ahead and squish that one there. Okay. I think I want this one back here, but I'm going to make the end of that into a leaf. Okay. Looks lovely, huh? Now, in these empty spaces, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of these crystals from the Fairy Rhymes collection. They really go well with this because they're kind of gold looking. Have a little bit of a copper little feel to them, so they're perfect for this type of project. I'm going to add maybe one here in this empty spot. And then one back here. Trying to figure out how I can put it in. Might need to use a different shape. I think this one. Yeah, this one works great. Go ahead and stick that down there. Look how pretty that looks. It's lovely, huh? And maybe one here. Just maybe a small one. Okay, I think those are enough crystals for now. And now for the inside, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and take something, well, something that can balance this out. I'm going to use one of the spray bottles. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to start filling in the inside here. And I know what you guys are thinking. It's kind of crazy, but it'll look great when we finish. I'm going to take some glossy accents. Just going to make sure that I have some here. Here we go. We're going to just fill this bottom piece here with glossy accents. And you want to make sure it's nicely spread in there. I'm just going to use a brush and spread it around. Okay. I'm just going to add a bit more. Just want to make sure that you have enough of this in there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my pearls here and I'm going to start dropping some in. And primarily I want to use some gold pearls, but you can also use different type of pearls. It doesn't really matter as long as you fill it up with some pearls. And you're going to see that they're going to start to stick. They'll all fall into place. So. And I'm using glass pearls. So if you're going to do this project, make sure you use glass pearls because they will not melt. The plastic ones will. So unless you want to have a soup in there, I do recommend that you use glass ones. Just want to make sure that they're all nice and these are just pearls you could buy at the craft store. They're just glass pearls, so any pearls will do, but I'm using gold colored ones and some chocolate brown ones. They're fun to use on projects. I use them all the time. Janine's making fun of me. I don't know, I think they look really cool together. I don't know. It's just a thing, okay? It's just a thing. I'm trying to make sure there's no gap. Looking good, looking good. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other glossy accents and I'm going to go ahead and drizzle. And yes, I said drizzle. Drizzle some glossy accents in there. Just to make sure all those pearls stick. Because you don't want any of them kind of falling out on you. It looks like a strudel, guys. Like if you guys were to see this, it looks like a strudel. It's making me hungry. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my heat tool in here. I'm just going to give it a quick little help. Looking great, guys. Looking great. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take, while that dries, I'm going to take my metal clock here. These are always fun to work with. And I'm going to take my glossy accents. I'm just going to put some behind these little gaps there so I could stick down. I want to make sure it sticks, so I'm just going to try to put as much as I can. I'm going to put it in there. Just be very careful. Contents may be hot. And they will be hot because you're going to keep drying this. Okay. I'm going to overlap this one on the bigger frame. Okay. So I hope you guys can see that just a little bit. I'm going to try to put it up there. Isn't that cool? I'm going to go ahead and give it another try. Yeah, you can use gel medium on this, but I don't like the way gel medium looks. Like, I always use glossy accents because it always looks very cool because it's clear and it doesn't bubble up or anything like that. So I don't know. I haven't really tried gel medium on this type of stuff. I just don't like the clumpy look. But yeah, you can probably use it. Probably would work well. Maybe it'll even work better. I don't know. You guys are the mixed media artists, so you guys probably know better than I do. I mean, I'm a mixed media artiste as well, but I'm not as expert as you guys. I'm adding just a little bit more here just to make sure they're all in place. I see a loose one back here. Just gonna add just a little bit of glossy accents there. Thank you, Emma. I'm just gonna let it do its thing, and then I'm gonna go back to it. The bike is gonna get really hot, by the way, because it's metal. So just be careful. It conducts heat. It'll be like a little melting pot in there. So just be very careful when you're handling it. Okay. Just want to give you guys a little close-up of what it's looking like so far. Yep. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my color spray again. Just going to put this. Let's see what the best way to do this would be. I'm going to lay some here. I'm trying to cover up my flowers here just so they don't get sprayed. And I'm just going to start spraying this gold in there. It's really saturating those metals. I'm just gonna dry it. I'm gonna add some of this antique gold in there. And that looks pretty cool. The antique gold added a really cool effect in there. Gonna mix in some more of that gold foil. I'm using gold foil and I'm using antique gold. Ooh, ooh, it's getting hot in here. I want to show you guys how cool this looks. So I'm just gonna lift this up just a bit. Look at how amazing that looks. I wish you guys could see it in person though. It looks way better in person. I'm just gonna try this. You can see that all the pearls are starting to look the same color, and that's really what we want. And this is the first time I'm mixing both of the colors in the pearls. On the other project, I just used the gold foil. I think that looks pretty cool to me. No. Okay. Look at how like gold richness in there. It's just happening in there. It's just happening. There's a lot of gold and prettiness. Let me just. Look at how cool that looks. I'm just gonna try to do it from this side now just to get a little bit more on this side. That's awesomeness. Okay, so I think that's pretty good for now. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cover this here. I'm just gonna let it sit there for a little bit, just so it kind of dries. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my paper here, my lovely cartographer, and I'm just gonna adhere that on here. Not sure how wide this is, so I'm just gonna try to get a pencil here or a pen. Let me see. think this is good. Let me get a trimmer. Just gonna trim this up, guys, really quick. Just gonna cover it up with this lovely piece of paper. Let me see where I need to trim it. About here. Okay, gonna trim that. Just gonna adhere it down there with some glossy accents. Let me just move it up just a bit. I want the map side to show. So I'm just gonna put that little piece of paper there. Just gonna try to adhere that well. And then I'm gonna go in with my applicator and just give it a little run of some rust there. Look how lovely that looks. Love it. Okay. So you want to go ahead and adhere this to the back as well. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want this to kind of get all messed up. But I did want to do something else here. I want to go ahead and take some of these little embellishments here that we can use to decorate. There's this little tassel in this pack that I thought was really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Just going to take the little hook and I'm going to hang it from the little piece here. I'll just take my scissors here. For lack of pliers, guys. Okay, so I hung that little thing in there. I don't know if you guys could see it. It's a little tassel, metal tassel. Maybe I could stand that up now. No, I can't. It's still drying. Okay, and I'm also going to take from the same pack, there's like the chain thing. Okay, I'm just going to take this piece of chain. I'm just going to cut one of the chains from that pack. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around the handlebars. Just like that with some glue. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glossy accents with my finger around the handlebar. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around the handlebar. Just going to cut off the excess. I'm gonna try that. Make sure it sticks. Okay. That's the little handlebar. I don't know if you guys could see that. It has a little metal chain wrapped around it, so on the handlebar. Really cute. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Gonna take another piece of the chain here. I'm gonna take some glossy accents in my finger, and I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it around the other handlebar there. Just wrapping this chain around the handlebar. Just little accents that make it look cute. I think I may need more glue on that. Okay. Let me try this again. It may help if I have it standing up, but I'm so scared to mess up the inside. Let me just tilt it. There we go. Just gonna take my heat tool here. Gonna heat that up. Make sure it's nice and dry. Just gonna cut off the excess there. Okay. And this is our little chain handlebars. And then right here in the center, I went ahead and put a rhinestone from this pack. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put one of those. Just gonna cut off the thing. And these are flat back, so you can definitely just put it right there. I'm just gonna put a little bit of hot glue on that just for now. Just hold it there for a little bit. Okay. Look at that. It has a little light. Isn't that fun? And that's basically it. That's all that needs to happen with this. So we are done. Just in time. Isn't that amazing? Let me show you guys the original. In the original one, I just kind of sprayed it a little bit with the gold. Okay, that's the original one. You can see the little chain there with the little everything. And then here is the one we made today. I hope I can stand it up. I'm so scared. And there's a little handlebars. Love, love, love the effect. I think this is going to be my favorite. Love all the flowers. Love the effect on the pearls. Just gonna let that dry. So you want to let this dry kind of overnight because you put so much glassy accents that you want to make sure that it dries. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this dry overnight. And again, these are our Prima Color Bloom sprays. If you guys just tuned in, we use gold foil with our amazing nozzle here that does a huge spread of color or a splatter. Okay, spray both ways. I also used antique gold. Lovely color. Okay, so those are Color Bloom sprays. I hope you guys get them when they come out. They're amazing. Like I said, I used them on metal today, which is a great example of how versatile they are and how powerful they are in color. They're very intense and very beautiful, but they really have a really nice shimmer to them. So beautiful. And oh yes, look at the sign. This is the sign that Lina made. She used my collection cartographer. Isn't this amazing? And she let us have it for the studio, so I am in love. And I'll show you guys the original again. Right here. You can see all that gold richness, that gold foil. Okay, so a few announcements that we have, and Carrie, I forgot my announcements on my desk, but I remember what they are. The next show we have on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is Jamie. She'll be doing her Bloom Girl collection, so she's going to be doing an amazing project. Okay. Also, don't forget about Art Venture Canada. That's coming up. Limor, Carrie, and Jamie are going to be teaching amazing classes, and that's in Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. I think that's right. And it's gonna be in April. Kind of forget the dates. Oh my god, I'm so terrible. Sorry, Carrie. I was just like running downstairs. But if Carrie can share the link to the new Art Venture, I know there's tons of people that came to the Art Venture in Anaheim and they loved it. They had such a great time and they got so much product. It was intense, but so much fun. So if you guys are looking for an amazing experience, make sure you guys come to Art Venture April 11th and 13th. Thank you, Carrie, and in Canada. And for you people that are out there in Canada or in the East Coast, it's a great opportunity. These three ladies are amazing. Their projects are amazing. I know Limor, Jamie, and Carrie will rock it out of the park. So make sure you guys register for that. Only $50 down to reserve your spot. Okay, and other than that, I think I'm good. I think I covered everything here. I hope you guys enjoyed the project today. I know it was kind of different, but I love these metal frames and I wanted to make sure you guys saw a little demo on it. Here it is again. This is already when it's all nice and dried up. All the lovely flowers. So that's that. Any questions before we go? Oh, thank you guys. You guys are too nice. Yes, Our Venture 2015. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, I'm going to get going. Okay. But thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. I really had a great time on a Thursday night. You know, I never get to see you guys on a Thursday night, so that's always awesome. But thank you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. And make sure you guys come on Tuesday for Jamie's show. Okay? Have a good night, everybody.